What is going on today, guys? Today is December 1st, 2022. It's been a little over two and shy under of a half month, 2.5 months, give or take, that last time we spoke, last time I had posted a video. I apologize for not putting out more content. I've been doing a lot of R&D and deep dive into my education in the stocks and just trying to improve myself in every vertical possible. I've been consistently active on StockTwits. That's where I've been nonstop on. I've taken some time off to really try to hammer in new strategies and figure out how to navigate through these markets. And I definitely missed you guys. I mean, this is something that I miss doing. I mean, this is something I'm very passionate about, and I love talking to you guys and giving my opinions because it's different. It's different when I'm posting about it and making videos and being interactive with you guys and hearing feedback because that to me is what makes it all worth it. But yeah, like I said, guys, active as can be on the StockTwits still. Haven't really traded too excessively. It's been very, simple in general. And has it been, positive? Not really. I've been somewhat stagnant and into the red in the, recent months. I have had some good winners, but I also have had some losers, and it's been all over the place. When I have my analysis, I do my due diligence, and my planning just goes against me. The market has been moving in a lot of irrational ways, but the market's going to do what it wants to do, and you can't really fight that. It is what it is. And like usual, just going to hop in and review particular ETFs and indexes like I always do, guys. Oil in the $80 range. Last time we talked, it was consolidating, I believe, in the 90s, in the 100. But we did talk about that. It could drop to the low 80s. I believe we did, and it's still 100% in consolidation range until it pushes up to the next leg up. Any sort of production news and whatnot. War in Russia has been, I don't know, it's a ceasefire right now or whatever's going on over there, but at any moment anything any update can send oil to massive highs. Don't want to elaborate too much on this. Haven't done enough deep dive research into oil, but in general still in that consolidation range and holding up extremely well. The dollar, as you guys have seen, the markets have been rallying, which thus not typically, it drops the dollar, the price of the dollar. We've seen a pullback here, but dollar still well above, range, well above range in terms of looking at the past, 20, 30 years. It's still in high territory, and this is another thing that I'm looking at. This currency is going to being consolidating before the next leg to the upside, and that's definitely going to happen when we see a next major pullback in the market, which I'll get into when I believe that is going to happen, and it's going to happen very soon. And yeah, I mean, we'll see what goes on because honestly, everything opposite has been happening based on my analysis, which has been, yeah, frustrating to say the least. But anyways, Bitcoin under 17K as we speak. I mean, it's just slowly melting. There's, I mean, we can go tit for tat. We can go back and forth. People that are, obviously confident in Bitcoin and crypto in general, they'll state their reasonings of why it's something like it's a proprietary asset that's useful in the modern day world. But realistically, for me, it's just I don't see it. I don't see it in the bigger picture, and that's why we've seen a move from, what was it, 68,000 or something like that, the high a year ago, and now we're under 17K. Zero stability, not backed on anything, and I mean, in terms of a collapse, I see Bitcoin going well under 10K again. And that'll happen when people start realizing that maybe the quote unquote asset that I'm holding doesn't really have any value. But everyone puts value to things in their in their own mind. I do the same. We're all human. We put value into things. But realistically, Bitcoin value wise, I don't see it. I don't think I've ever seen it. I've just looked at it as an opportunity to make money on pumps and crap. But shout out Shiba Inu, good times. But anyways, yeah, Bitcoin. I mean, under 10,000, I see it coming, guys. Natural gas been absolutely all over the place. Been trading in a particular range between $5 to $7 for a little while now, but all over the place, guys. I mean, if you want to talk about volatility, natural gas is as volatile as it comes. And I mean, like I said, Russia being the number one exporter of natural gas, and them using energy as leverage in their war, this is something that has definitely seen a ton of volatility. So, yeah, I mean, this doesn't lack in that department. So, continuing to move on. The futures are slightly red, but I mean, guys, we have rallied absolutely like tear your face off rally. Yesterday it was when Powell spoke, and when Powell spoke, I mean, he kicked it off talking about how. I mean, it's a very hawkish outlook, but he was mentioning a lot of hopes for softish landing, that we're on track to maybe prevent us from having to do another 0.75 rate hike in December 14th or whatever. It's mid-December, the meeting. I believe it's the 14th, but that's when they're gonna announce their next rate hike. And we'll see what unravels at that time. But realistically, he talked very hawkish to begin the meeting, and then it just started easing up from there, and started talking about a lot of different things. I mean, it's kind of a lot of information in my mind to put together. It's kind of all cluttered right now. But he talked about a lot of things regarding economic growth, and we're on the right track. But he did talk about that wages aren't in line with the current inflation. And inflation is, in terms of percentages, extremely high, and not in the manageable levels where they need it to be for, a healthy, free-flowing economy. But, I don't know, guys. Everyone has their own opinions on things. I'm just looking at it for what it is. And, credit card debt is at all-time highs. And, I mean, I don't know. I still see that we're in a huge bubble right now. And this was like some euphoric buying session that happened, and I'm gonna break it down a little bit further when we get into the SPY chart. Hong Kong markets are down a little bit, nothing too substantial. And yeah, guys, let's just go ahead and jump on into it after doing this nice little recap on these bad boys here. Also, tomorrow we have non-farm payroll that's going to be announced. Non-farm payroll being jobs that aren't a part of the farming industry, and anything above the estimate bullish, anything below very bearish. So, I mean, we'll see what's going on there. There have been massive layoffs recently. I mean, you look at a lot of major blue chip names; they've been releasing a lot of employees, and I mean, I don't know, guys. It's kind of a mixed sentiment, but realistically, I see the number coming in lower, and we see a push to the downside tomorrow. But I mean, we'll see what goes on. And then also tomorrow, standard stuff, commercial paper, interest rates, assets, liabilities, blah blah blah. Keep an eye out for all that stuff. But anyways, let's jump on into it. Looking at the SPY real fast. It's been quite some time since we've last looked at this, guys, and it is still realistically holding this downward trend line. If we are to see a breakout through that 410 and it's held, over a quite a few trading sessions, then this trend line is completely useless. It's dead. It's gone. Could we see that potentially happen in the coming weeks? 100%. I mean, there's absolutely nothing that isn't possible at this point in this market, and it's proven it. I mean, I don't know. In terms of my sentiment on the market, I have remained bearish for quite some time. I have capitalized on some bullish opportunities, but I mean, guys, it's just, I mean, how out of whack the economy is right now in so many different senses. I just have, maintained my bearish sentiment. And I can't see us, rallying any further than this. If it is to continue to rally, again, I wouldn't be shocked, but it's just kind of like, you're beating around the bush, in terms of, the economic situation that we're in, across all sectors, across, general public and, food costs, commodity costs, everything. I mean, it's absurd right now. And yeah, things have been cooling down a tiny bit, but nothing substantial to where we say we're out of the woods. Absolutely not. So like I said, this rally that we saw let me just go to the daily and zoom in on that chart, on this chart. Oh, on a minute. There we go. I mean, guys, look at this candle right here. I'm going to get rid of this Fibonacci so you guys can see this. Look at this volume that came in. I mean, mother of molasses. What in the hell? From 392-ish, this was yesterday, all the way up to 410. I mean, did I see it coming? Kind of. I knew volatility was going to come, but like I told you guys, with Powell's speech, he started talking hawkish, and he started pointing out the obvious, that the economy isn't where it needs to be, and that, accelerated rate hikes is, it makes sense because, obviously the inflation got out of hand way, back in 2020 when we had the massive buying and pumping, printing. Inflation got out of hand. Bottom line, inflation got out of hand, and it wasn't being tackled correctly. Now we've had the reality set in that things need to change. Things need to be fixed. Essentially, that's why rate hikes have been being hammered so frequently. Every single meeting as of late. I think the last 3 meetings, I'm not entirely sure, but we've seen 0.75, if not more. I can't recall. Like I said, my brain feels like mush after, seeing the market and what it's doing. But, realistically, guys, we're still holding that trend line support or resistance. And, I mean, we'll see. I mean, guys, we get a positive non-farm payroll tomorrow. This thing goes through 410, and next thing you know, bam, we're 420. And you know what? It's a 50-50 shot. Either, the market's going to go up or the market's going to go down. People aren't geniuses. All we can do is put ourselves in the best possible situation to make money. That's all that frickin' matters, honestly. I don't really like when people like boast about, oh, look at me, I fucking, I knew it. No, you don't know it. Because anything can happen at any given time. Anything can happen at any given time. We don't run the show here. There's a big, whatever, we can go on and on about who actually runs the show and whatnot, algos, hedges, blah, 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 blah. But bottom line is, the point is, we need to make money. We need to stay green. We need to stay positive. And, I mean, it's tough, guys. It's really tough. I mean, if you're in a situation where you're deep red in a position and your portfolio's dwindling and stuff like that, it doesn't hurt to just take a second to, reevaluate, your planning and everything like that. But if you're for certain about something, stick to it, guys. I mean, if you're holding shares, you don't have any expirations of some, options, gambling options, which I don't recommend, guys. Short expiration options, stuff like that. Don't do that stuff. Just stick to shares. If you're holding shares of ETFs, stocks, anything, just hang on to it. I would say once it pushes, you're down 25 to 30%. I mean, it's, to each his own. But at that point, it's kind of like, do I cut my losses at this point? You got to reevaluate. You got to really look at the, you got to do your deep dive to make sure that, you're still going to stick to that plan and not deviate away from it. But, just venting with you guys about just in general, like in terms of, this recent price action in the market in the past 3 to 6 months and even further than that. I mean, this volatility has been absolutely crazy. So, like I said, though, I mean, it's easier said than done keeping your portfolio green. It really is. It's easier said than done. And anyone that says this game is easy, they're full of shit. No offense. And, it is what it is. All you can do is continue to broaden your IQ in terms of, being a good trader and everything like that, and exercising the main virtues of patience and other things, and that's really all that you can do. But just like I said, guys, just venting with you guys, and really just talking about this SPY price action as of recent times, and yeah, that's really all I got for the SPY for now. But we see that breakthrough 410, guys. I mean, like I said, I mean we're gonna see a lot more in my opinion, but realistically, my long-term sentiment is bearish that we're gonna see a massive downturn to come when the bubble bursts. But we'll see what goes on. Jumping on over to the VIX, talking about the VIX in particular because I do have a massive holding in UVXY across like 3 separate accounts. I have like maybe was it like 4-month expiration calls on UVXY. I mean, we've been in all-time lows. I'm going to show you that chart right now. But the VIX dropping down. The VIX, by the way, is a volatility index that gives you the volatility for the next 30 days expected in the market. But as you guys can see, we just completely fell off a cliff, and it has been downtrending ever since. Has shown some level of resistances, but the market momentum has been too extensive, and it just really hasn't been able to combat it. And that's why we've been seeing this massive drop-off like we're seeing. But, realistically, could we go any further? Yes, I mean, guys, anything is possible at this point. Taking a look at the longer term chart, anything is possible. I mean, could this, if the SPY, like I said, continues to rally massively into the Fed rate increase meeting, and the Fed rate increase is like a 0.5 increase. This market's gonna go bananas. Every long that you have is going to pay you handsomely. But again, guys, we don't have a crystal ball. All that we can do is look at charts, do our technical analysis, and trade how we trade to make money. That's it. Just executing your strategies, and that's it. What I'm seeing right now is a nice consolidation area in the VIX right here in this 19 to 20 area. So this consolidation here would be really nice to see over the course of the next 5 to 10 trading sessions before we take off back to the upside. And that's really what I'm seeing, guys. I'm seeing a gap fill back to the upside after consistent beat down. And we're talking, I mean, this is a pretty extensive beat down. And yeah, guys, honestly, this is just my sentiment on the VIX, and that's why I've stuck by UVXY, which is the leveraged ETF for the VIX. And I mean, I see UVXY, it's sitting in all-time low territories. Is it scary? Of course, guys. I mean, I'm not, am I scared? Not really. I mean, I'm just sticking to my sentiment here. Like I said, I have a ton of shares in UVXY, and I mean, my sentiment really has not changed in it. And I'm still confident that we're going to see a massive jump once the VIX starts heading back to the upside, and we see the market pull back and respond correctly, according to the market fundamentals. I mean, obviously there's a few aspects that are bullish, that are good news and whatnot. We're seeing mortgage rates dropping, but still housing properties are still way too overinflated. The common person cannot afford a home. That's the bottom line. And that's that for me is the main indicator of is the housing market overvalued? Is it in a place that's sustainable for the for the common people? Absolutely not, in my honest opinion. But yeah, mortgage rates have been dropping. There's been certain things. There's been certain good things. But then, realistically, is it enough to say, oh, we don't have to worry about things anymore? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. There's still so many things, fundamentally that need to be fixed over the course of the next, 1 to 2 years, and obviously longer than that. But, realistically, I just see a delay in this recession, and that's just what they're doing. They're just continuously putting it off, as we saw the market rip yesterday, even though he talked hawkish and then just said all this gibberish to, basically just pump the market and give a, good reason to send it to the moon. But yeah, UVXY guys at 7:30s. I believe it's like 7:40ish after hours. Upon close. And my average in one account is like $9. I have another average like at 780 if I'm not mistaken. And then I have call options that I also purchased today. And I'm just, averaging in my other accounts, just continuing to buy more. I still, like I said, we see the VIX consolidate for the next few, trading sessions, and we do not see continued downside. That'd be, really hard to see, but is it possible? 100%, guys. If momentum is going, we can't stop it. It is what it is. Because I mean, when that money starts flowing, when that big money starts flowing, the dark pool orders and all that good stuff, yeah, it's crazy. It's just what I saw yesterday with that price action, absolute insanity stuff. Just seeing some SPY and QQQ options absolutely go bonkers. And did I take a nibble? No. I just did not feel like gambling with it, but it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. And like I said in UVXY, I am not necessarily deep red. I'm not, looking at it in a short-term mindset. It's more so longer term. I do see UVXY jumping back over $10 as long as we see the VIX continue to consolidate in this general range, and then we head back to the upside with, realization that the market needs to pull back. It is what it is. Rates need to be increased. Inflation needs to be tackled. Bing, bang, bang. Right, guys? Okay. But yeah, basically just recapping, guys. Just talked about, my typical stuff that I usually do. Non-farm payrolls heading into tomorrow, and a few other announcements by the feds. Talked about the SPY, VIX, UVXY, and there's quite a few other names that I have traded, but not in terms of recently. This is all I've been focusing on is UVXY, some SPY options here and there, and yeah, guys, it's good to be back. Obviously, if you guys like this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and like the video. And comment down below if you have any further questions or anything you want me to look into. I'm always open to hearing your thoughts and opinions. And like I said, again, guys, if you're making money, if you're losing money, keep... Oh, obviously, if you're making money, you're going to keep your head up. But if you're losing money, keep your head up. Stay confident. Stay poised. Because there's always opportunity, and that's never going to change. The market is a beautiful place because there's always going to be opportunity no matter what. And just stick to your rules and fundamentals that you've placed for yourself, and just trust in it. Just trust in the process, because the process is real, and that's all we really have to do is just trust in it, and let things happen. That's it. So that's really all I've got for today, guys. I definitely plan on at least posting weekly videos like this one. And make sure to go and check out the stock twits. And I'm at 700 followers if I'm not mistaken now. And I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing to see. And I really appreciate you guys so much. I don't make anything from this monetarily, but just knowing that I have followers and that posting is being seen by a chunk of people, it means a lot to me. So like I said, I got nothing but love for you guys. And yeah, guys, we shall see what unfolds tomorrow. And if any, obviously stock twits I'll be updating. And then next week I will go ahead and post another weekly recap video. Good seeing you guys. Good talking. And hope my analysis helps you in any form. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.